Is Twitch dying? And no, I'm not asking that question because I've been streaming for like 2 months now and I still have 0 average viewers. I'm asking that question because I'm sure you've heard about it, but Twitch has been cracking down on the bot activity. The Twitch CEO Dan Clancy spoke out about it. He said that they are making huge changes to the Twitch platform and the view botting system that has grown to be what it is today. So essentially, what's happening with the view botting is that Twitch streamers are paying for bots, raising the number of their viewers, and it's getting them right onto the homepage, which actually increases their actual viewership too. And one of the biggest ways that this got into everyone's line of sight is Shroud joking about it on stream, actually recommending to people like, hey, you know, if you're trying to grow a Twitch channel, just do view botting because Twitch doesn't do anything about it. And that is what triggered all of this. So the official Twitch support Twitter account, I'm not calling it X, sorry, but the Twitter account made a tweet saying, hey, we made changes. It's going to improve our ability to identify the bots, and these are going to roll out over the next few weeks. One thing I don't understand is that the CEO of Twitch, Dan Clancy, said, we always try to detect bots, but you know, it's a tricky process. So I don't understand how like this goes viral, that clip of Shroud, everybody's talking about it, and Dan Clancy, oh, you know, it's a tricky process. But then all of a sudden, this is what it leads to, is that Twitch has recorded its lowest monthly viewership in 5 years following all of these events I just described. So this was back in July that Twitch said, hey, we're gonna do something about it. Personally, what I think is that they weren't gonna do anything about it. I don't think it's a tricky process at all. I think that clip of Shroud went viral and everyone just started talking about how unfair it is. So yeah, Twitch's monthly viewership in August reached a low that it has not hit in 5 years. So yep, these are the stats right now. Hours watched, 1.4 billion, down 9%. Peak viewers, down 73% at 3,777,000. One thing I don't understand is that this Stream Chart website says this had a major impact on the platform, cracking down on the view botting, bringing key numbers down to levels not seen since March 2020. And I don't understand how Twitch had that low numbers during March 2020. Everyone was locked inside. Wasn't everybody like watching YouTube and Twitch? I don't get that one. Someone's gonna have to explain that to me. Anyways, point being is that Stream Charts estimated that ViewBots accounted for 30 million fake hours watched, with around 4,400 channels being heavily botted. So yeah, there is more that I want to talk about here, but it does beg the question, is streaming just completely rigged and unfair? Again, like I said, I've been streaming on Twitch. I see a lot more success on YouTube than I do on Twitch. Like 99% of the people who are chatting in Twitch are just like brand new accounts that don't seem like real people. And while I'm not paying for those followers, I've been streaming for like a month or two now, and I think I only have like 20 followers. I have no idea how I'm supposed to grow beyond that if like the majority of the large streamers who completely dominate the platform are just paying for view bots. They're making a ton of money. They're able to pay for the view botting. So like, how am I supposed to exceed that threshold? Then there is even more that's been going on with Twitch, because Twitch officially responded to the claims that gifted subs are going to bots instead of the real viewers, which really would be a sad sight. Again, back to what the CEO said, if it's really that difficult and if it's really that tricky of a process, like, please tell me they know who the bots are, and please tell me they know to not give the subs to the bots. So what ended up happening is that there is a streamer, Quinn69, who was able to actually see that at least 4 of the 5 gifted subs were going out to fresh profiles with like completely new accounts on Twitch. And they weren't even following the streamer's channel. So that streamer is making the accusation and suggesting that maybe it was a bug in the code, but a lot of other streamers are seeing similar activity with the gifted subs, going to people who aren't even following their account and are like brand new accounts. But apparently a spokesperson said to a news outlet, we have found no evidence to suggest that there is a widespread issue with gifted subs on Twitch. Twitch does not intentionally target bot accounts for gifted subs. We actively work to remove bot accounts, not reward them. And the platform's frequently asked questions say they use an algorithm to help us select gift recipients, starting with eligible viewers in the chat, then followers, mods, and other factors that identify members of a community. How in the world does a non-follower in the chat supersede a follower? That makes no sense to me. I don't understand how someone who is not a follower is more eligible for a gifted sub than a follower. That algorithm makes no sense to me. And then something else that's been going on is that I guess XQC has been claiming that ads are killing Twitch and claiming that Twitch is becoming more and more like TV. And yeah, that is a huge problem. A lot of people have been talking about it. Like ads just like absolutely plague the platform. I mean, something to rant about for a moment. There's some TV shows that I like to watch here and there. And dear God, streaming platforms, there are a lot of ads. And the worst part about it is that sometimes when the way that ads work is that if an advertiser or a brand says, hey, we're going to pay for 1 million impressions during this 30-day period. And what ends up happening is that if there's only so many people watching in a particular period of time, what ends up happening is something like I've been experiencing on the TV where I get, oh my God, I've gotten the same Aldi ad over and over and over. It's like some woman grilling steaks and then her boys are really, really hungry. Like I could actually recite the entire advertisement from memory if I had to right now. So ads are definitely like really, really repetitive. It's like, dear God, like 3 minutes of ads every like what, 5 to 10 minutes? It's crazy. It's crazy. I would argue that Twitch really should start working on this because YouTube has rolled out an automatic ad slot placement and their goal is to make sure that viewer satisfaction is maximized, which I think is a really, really good goal to have. Twitch should be doing exactly the same thing. What I don't really think is on point here is that XQC has been saying a lot of stuff, claiming that the low in Twitch viewership is because they have huge incentive to spam ads and it's making it more and more like TV. I really do think the low in viewership is probably normal, but also it's just the fact that they are really cracking down on just like fake viewership. So it begs the question, is Twitch dying? I don't think so. Then again though, like what was that streaming platform that like completely obliterated itself within like a year? Oh yeah, okay. It was called Mixer. I couldn't even remember. Apparently it was around for like 4.5 years until it was closed. And I guess a lot of the streamers were encouraged to just go over to Facebook Gaming. What's actually super convenient here is that Streamlabs has like a ton of data about streaming. And it looks like this is from Q4 of 2024. So this is a little bit dated, but it really is interesting to see that YouTube Gaming for streaming is definitely taking up a larger chunk. Kick also is taking up some space. I have no idea what Afrika and Chisk is. Anything could be other. I have no idea. Maybe Facebook Live is other. But it's very clear to see that like Twitch is here to stay. Total hours streamed. Twitch has a large portion of people streaming. This is like view bots aside, almost 80% of the total hours streamed online is Twitch. So it's very clear that Twitch has like the majority of people streaming. But another thing to consider is that on Kick total hours watched, it is going up, it's growing. But there does seem to be a slight decrease from Q3 2024 to Q4 2024 in the total hours streamed on Kick. And it looks like unique channels since 2023 is just sort of plateaued. About the same thing for Twitch streaming, it's just sort of plateaued in its numbers and reached equilibrium. But what's interesting though is that YouTube Gaming Live total hours watched since 2019, I don't know what happened. It flatlined and then all of a sudden it picked right back up and it's on the up and up. So of course this kind of thing is always going to be a big rivalry. If anything, I see huge motivation to just be like dual streaming. That's what I do, is I just stream live to YouTube and to Twitch. And I see a lot more success with YouTube live streaming than I do Twitch. I really do. There was like one day out of the past 2 months where Twitch live streaming actually did something for me, where I actually had like viewers and real people chatting. But for the most part, it's almost always YouTube Live that I have some success with. So right now, the way that I see it is that YouTube Live seems like a really, really good option. Twitch, I have no idea. I don't understand how to compete with huge channels that have like huge income who are just paying for like a large majority of their audience being view botted. And then Kick, I don't know what the heck is happening over there, because it seems like there are so many large Kick streamers who are just live streaming like horrible abuse and like deadly things, like hurting other people. It's crazy. That's the way that I view Kick. I'm absolutely stereotyping there. So anyways, as I continue streaming, it'll be interesting to see what is going to be happening. I don't think Facebook Live is really going anywhere. I didn't, maybe that's a part of the like 1% other that I saw in the data. Anyways, all right. Thanks for listening.